everybody, it's me, it's Michael B. Happy Monday, everybody. Time for another chill and chat. And guess what? It's my birthday. I apologize to anybody that's tuning in to the other link I put up earlier. Had to do a little bit of a bait and switch because I actually got a really cool surprise for everybody tonight. I can't wait to show you. Anyways, it's my birthday. Thanks for being here and welcome to Chill and Chat with Michael B. So you guys ready to see my surprise? Here it is.
What's up, everyone? How you guys doing? Happy birthday. Happy 50th birthday. Happy 50th birthday, Michael B. Michael B, you look so great for 50 years old. I can't believe you made this landmark, man.
Yeah, I know. I look really good for 50/41. That's a great fool you, man.
I'm just messing with you. Great to be on. Thanks for having me. I wanted to be here to celebrate your birthday, and it's been a celebration all week long for us too.
Yeah, it's been a big week for you guys. John's coming to us live from Miami. He's still there. That was a huge partnership, man. I know you guys talked about it a lot yesterday during UAG's stream, but anything you want to say about the partnership? I mean, this is the top of the mountain. Like, the NFL is the biggest thing in the U.S. as far as I'm concerned. So I'm just so proud of where you guys are right now.
Yeah, we're proud too. I'm very happy. I mean, having a sponsorship like the NFL. I mean, the NFL is the #1 sport in America. It's one of the most coveted sponsorships, and it's part of our goal to really reach the masses in terms of awareness. And we're just happy to get this deal done and to celebrate NFL and just celebrate this collaboration. We're really happy about it.
Yeah, I would imagine there were some interested people seeing Arcade1Up for the first time coming into that lounge the other day. And is that interesting to see people see your product for the first time and really get interested in it? You deal mostly with the hardcores, and we've been all over this stuff. But what about the new people coming into it?
Oh, it was crazy, right? Because you could tell who was new, who didn't know about our products. They were looking for the coin slots, the quarters in, and we say, no, this is free, right? Yeah, and then also we have these QR codes on our arcade cabinets, and people were just buying it up. They couldn't believe it's only this much and all that stuff. So they were expecting this to be thousands of dollars, and again it was really, really fun to see people enjoying this and just join us for the first time and seeing us for the first time, and I got a kick out of it. We all got a kick out of it.
I always laugh when I see the description for a new cabinet coming out. It always says coinless operation. I'm like, come on, guys. We know there's coinless operation. But like you just said, there's some people that don't know that, right? They don't understand this arcade cabinet.
You see Pac-Man fans, for the first time. It's oh my gosh, Pac-Man, I remember this. And Street Fighter fans, Mortal Kombat fans, NBA Jam, that was really packed, and all of our pinballs. I'm telling you, for the first timers, they were just really blown away.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. So, John, thank you so much for being here. I know people are going to have lots of questions. I scheduled this as an AMA.
Yep.
So now that you're here, and thank you so much for doing that, guys. This came together in the last couple of minutes because John is awesome and just wrote me, and he's like, hey, do you want to mind if I stop by? And I'm like, yes, absolutely. That's amazing. So if anybody has any questions for me or any questions for John, drop them in the chat, guys, and we'll do our best to answer them as best we can. I've got a couple questions.
Sure. Go ahead.
So first up, I can't help not ask this, John. So right. Everybody asks about this every single time anybody does a show. Dragon's Lair. Yeah. Where is Dragon's Lair? It's still coming, obviously, but it looks like it's not going to be this year, right?
Well, I wouldn't say not this year. There's a possibility. I mean, everyone's rushing to get their products developed before Chinese New Year, and if not, then it'll be sometime early next year. Again, I think a couple of the issues that we're trying to sort out with Dragon's Lair is what that second screen solution is going to be. No one liked my idea about the cell phone. So we went back to the drawing board. We listened to fan feedback, and it's going to have an alphanumeric screen. So we have to source, gosh, it's really hard to source alpha. Who uses alphanumeric screens these days, So we had to source that out and being able to make sure it's compatible with that type of screen. But yeah, we're hoping it comes before the end of the year. If not, it's early next year. But thank you for your patience. When we said it right from the beginning, we're gonna do it right.
Yeah,
we want to make sure we do it right. And yeah, man, I think it'll be the best version out there.
I just want to say really quickly, Andrew Clay Creations, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. I appreciate that, and thank you for the birthday wishes. Yeah, Andrew Dice.
Andrew Dice Clay. He wouldn't survive in today's age. I'll tell you that.
No, not at all.
No.
So I do want to thank you though for the whole bring your own screen thing, because it provided us with a lot of talking tracks for a long time. Everybody was just
BYOS, man. Bring your own screen. Because the idea came about. Even back then, early in the year, we knew screen prices were just going to be crazy, right? So we're trying to figure out, what's the best solution for this? Why don't we just get like an HDMI out? People buy their own screens, put your telephone, your phone on there. But we heard the community. We hear you loud and clear. So yeah, we had to source these alphanumeric screens that haven't been used for a long time. So we finally found a source for it, and we're definitely gonna. It's my wife calling. The hell. Anyways, yeah.
You got to go take that, brother?
No, but I don't want to ring. Hold on.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, I'm going to call you later. Yeah. So, yeah, look, it's coming out soon. And I know I always say that, but it's sooner than later.
Can I ask you a question? Where'd you find the alphanumeric screens? Did you find like an old closed Radio Shack that still had inventory somewhere?
We found it somewhere in Asia. Someone's still using it and doing it, and it wasn't easy. But and then being able to program for that too. So that's the second part. So yeah, I know it's over a year in the making since the announcement, and now people are really, really waiting for it. But I'll tell you won't be disappointed.
So it's got to be very hard doing what you guys do, because it's amazing how much support the community shows towards your product. But there's some thirsty fans too. So they want what they want, and they want it now. And as soon as Tron was announced, that's all I saw. Every time a video came up, and I don't work for Arcade1Up in any capacity, and people are like, "Yeah, but where's Tron?" And I'm like, "I don't know, guys. It'll be up when it's up." Right. But it's cool to see that the people that are so passionate and excited about your products, in spite of anything else going on in the world, they're waiting to get their hands on this stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have excitement than apathy. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
As much as people, want to complain and criticize, that's all good. And it just shows us there's a passionate fan base for that. We ain't trying to mess up your childhood. We're trying to bring you back to your childhood. Yeah. And so we take it seriously. I mean, we're in the business of nostalgia, and also bring nostalgia, forward into the future as well.
Yeah, I love you said that one time, and it might have been divisive to some people when you said we're the purveyors of nostalgia was the term you used.
Yes.
But what I like about it, and I'm also going to give UC a lot of credit, because this is something he said during one of his shows, Unqualified Critics, is that there's something about playing with an original controller, and it doesn't necessarily need to be connected to the original machine, but having those original controls and having that feel of the original cabinet, because there's millions of different ways to play these games, but what you guys do is you give that nostalgic experience back to us. And in some capacity, like me, I live on a little island off the coast of Canada, impossible to find arcade cabinets here. So your guys' product is basically the closest thing I've ever had to being able to get these real arcades. And the fact that there's so much attention to detail that I pick apart and I love, it means so much to me. So I like that statement, the purveyors of nostalgia, and it's exactly doing that and going the extra mile, like what you did with the alphanumeric screen. That's so important, and thank you for doing that.
No, it's important to us, right? Before we came on the scene, right? There's been a lot of games that you can play, a lot of retro games that you can play, in the 2000s, even the late 90s, but it never gave it justice. Try playing Centipede on a controller pad, right? Try playing Tempest on a regular joystick or control pad. Try playing Karate Champ without 2 sticks. It doesn't work, right? We're trying to keep faithful to how that gameplay experience and the controls are number one in many games, almost all games, right? It's such an important factor. and people may criticize we don't have the best controls and all of that. It's, there's different reasons why we can't always put the top high-end controls, but for the most part, we've been improving, right? I mean, our first version of the trackball and the spinner was crap. We all know it. We can say it.
Yeah.
We've improved on that, and also there's third-party solutions if you want to upgrade them even more. Glenn has some great Tron sticks out there, push and pull things if you don't like our solutions, which I think is pretty good already. You have San Juan, Half, and all those other ones for your preferences if you want to upgrade your joysticks and buttons. But again, the controls are very, very, very important to the real experience of these retro games.
That is something I did want to ask you about. Like, you guys know as a company that sometimes people are going to take out your stuff and put in their own buttons, their own different things.
Sure.
Have you guys ever thought about making your stuff a little bit more easily moddable?
Sure. I know it's not really easy. Shoot, man, I have a workstation at my office, like with all a bunch of these wires that you're splicing. Yeah, we're looking to that. It is definitely costly to make it even more, but like we're working in different plug and play options where not so much glue used and all those things, but yeah, for sure. I mean, we really want to also get into esports, and it's going to be very, very important that people are able to easily swap out sticks and buttons and things like that, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And that's not a detriment to what you guys provide, because, I mean, Justin Wong's played on these, and he said he can do all his stuff fine with the stock controls. But some people just have those, what do you call them? Their preferred sticks. Like you prefer the HAP sticks, right?
I prefer HAP ILs. I prefer HAP competitions. I really don't like San Juans. But, some people do, and we've made the choice before with Marble Cabinet to, provide those, and that did okay. But we hear it like, look, if you're a high level player and if you're a pro, these sticks really aren't a problem. I mean, look, I beat Zohar 10-1 on my stock sticks, no problem. If I was playing IL, it would have been like 20-0,
Yeah.
But either way, just kidding. So I was messing with them. But either way, we hear it. It's just, gosh, like I said in other shows, the margins are decreasing by the minute, and it's pretty tough. It's tough putting all that, but we will have SKUs in the future. We will have upgraded components, whether it's sticks, monitors, even wood. But yeah, look forward to that.
So I've got a question here from Tyler Fisher, and I don't know if this is one you can answer, John, but people have been excited the past little while because there seems to be a re-release of the Star Wars sit-down cabinet, and Star Wars is it's beautiful. It's one of the best cabinets you guys have made, and a lot of people are hoping that there's some kind of re-release that coming in the future. So is there a possibility you guys may re-release that stand-up, or is this a limited time thing? You missed it.
Usually everything is limited. It's really rare when we revisit cabinets again. That's why the Legacy Edition, is kind of solves that problem for the classic games that you want back. Star Wars, the reason why that was re-released, and when you see other re-releases, is because that some of these cabinets have never been offered in other territories around the world. Yeah. So we tack on to that order to also, bring it out more units into the States. Is there a possibility of Star Wars coming back in some form? Yes.
Okay, I'll expand upon that. Coming back in some form, or maybe a different version of Star Wars in the future.
I can't confirm any different Star Wars coming in the future, but I'm talking about the ones that the Atari Star Wars. Yeah, it's a possibility. But look, I'm telling you, if you find it out on the shelves or anywhere and you're a real fan, I wouldn't wait. Because there's no guarantee it's going to come back. Again, some SKUs have come back for that reason, where we're tacking on production orders for different territories that never had it. But again, usually these are one time only. I mean, our retailers want us to turn over product and have new product all the time. And so if you missed out on it first, you may not have the opportunity to get it again. So don't wait for discounts. Also, you'll start seeing there's not going to be many discounts anymore for many reasons. So, excuse me. So, just if you like something, you just go get it. You know, you don't want FOMO.
Yeah. So Zohar, console fanboy, I don't know if you've ever run across this guy, maybe one-on-one in Street Fighter. Zohar is here. He's got a question that MK3 cab you tease. Will the game lineup be the same as the MK2 legacy? And I think you kind of touched on this on UAJ's stream. It might be, but it might not be.
On the most part, yes. You know, we may add maybe a couple games. We may switch out 1 or 2 games for different reasons. But I mean, that was the whole idea, is basically, you know, this is our entry-level cabinet, right? You have a certain set of classic games and the ability to reskin them according to what your preference is. And so you'll see, like you saw the UMK3 cabinet variant. You may see other variants out there that hasn't been announced. But again, that's been always the MO. Yeah.
So can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Maybe take out Paperboy.
yeah. Paperboy, probably out of all of them, that game did not work out well, you know, with that control scheme. And like, you know, like I said, it's important to have the correct control scheme on there. That was there to basically fill out the 12 games, to be honest with you. But, you know, there could be possibly a Paperboy in the future with the handlebars and have the same kind of legacy games in there. You know, we're not ruling anything out.
That'd be tough to do though, John. Like, I mean, you'd have to figure out some way to.
I don't think so. I don't think it's tough to do.
You don't think so?
No, I mean, you know, you'd have to have some sort of swappable control scheme, right? In order to do Paperboy. That's why it's been difficult. Like, because if you just have Paperboy, I mean, how many other games are you going to be able to put with Paperboy that uses that kind of control scheme? So, you know, we're trying to figure out if we do Paperboy, we put that, you know, handlebar and then the ability to swap another panel, which if we do that, that's going to be even more expensive. But again, it's something that we're still considering, and that's why you haven't seen it out right now.
I think people have talked about this before. I don't know about the masses, but I know some people, for the accurate controls like Paperboy, if you're going to include the handles as an add-on, that's something people are willing to pay more for. So I don't know if that's the masses, but it's definitely the hardcore fans like us here, right?
Sure.
That would do that for sure.
I mean, I think it probably makes sense and more of a direct-to-consumer play on Arcade1Up.com.
Yeah.
You know, again, it's like we're looking into it. We're looking to see if there's a market for it. We're looking to see how we can somehow either swap controls, or they even also broach this. Like, will people just buy it with just Paperboy and maybe one other title that makes sense with a steering wheel? Is that going to sell 3,000 units? I mean, we have to think about that, right? So it's a tough decision. There's no right or wrong answer for it, right?
No.
Again, like, I wish we have a reservation system that we could really tell. We don't know if we're going to implement that yet, but I think that's something that makes sense and something we are going to consider in the future, right? You know, put your money down if you really want it.
We talked about this before. I think 100% reservation system for those desired outside the retailer box titles. That's probably the way to go. That's how we do it. Yeah. I got one here from Mike Hawk Hertz. He's got a great name, don't you think?
I don't know what it means.
Anyways, he's asking, can John D clarify about the Wi-Fi and the Marvel head-to-head? And
so I was wrong. Sorry, guys. The current versions of you know, but I also said I was going to find out, right? Yeah. It doesn't have Wi-Fi, but we're hoping in the future that we add Wi-Fi to you know, to head-to-heads and all that. But in this current run, no, there is no Wi-Fi. Sorry about that, guys. It's still a great cabinet. You got to check it out. Like, I played it at you know, at the stadium, and it was great. I was you know, curious to see with the resolution and how it worked, because, you know, it's kind of chopped off, right? It's a little bit chopped off, but it worked fine. I was happy with it.
I think Asuka from WWE, she picked one of these up as well too. I know she's a big fan.
She's a great supporter. You know, I'd love to meet her in person and just talk to her.
Yeah, she seems awesome. I remember watching, I don't know if she does it as much anymore because I've kind of lost touch with it, but back before WWE instituted cutting out their YouTuber policy, she had her own show. I think she still does, called Kana-chan TV. And I remember watching, the first time I watched anybody put together a Arcade1Up cocktail table, she got the original Street Fighter table. She was so excited, didn't know what she was doing. A hilarious video.
She was awesome. Like, I was so disappointed I couldn't meet her in San Francisco because I don't think she was there.
Yeah,
if she was there. She was hiding. Was she there?
No, she's on hiatus from wrestling right now.
Oh, see, that's why I was looking for her, and then I thought she was just hiding from me.
No, John, we get another question here from 102 Law Dog. Thank you for the super chat. Any chance of MK4 now?
Do you guys really like MK4?
Some people do, man.
Come on. I mean, really? Even Zohar does not like MK4. If Zohar can come on, and text that he thinks MK4 is an amazing game, then we'll put it on there.
Okay. I think people
just won't say it. He won't say it because he won't lie. Okay. Is there any chance of MK4? I don't think so. I just don't.
You don't see down the line some kind of Mortal Kombat legacy cabinet with MK4 on there?
In the future, I don't know. I guess anything could happen in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, Mario Reno, he's a friend of mine here in Canada. He thinks it's awful. Yeah.
MK4 was the last MK arcade, and you know why? There's a reason why. Right?
Yeah, whenever you change like a game, completely change a game like they tried to do with MK4, it's not going to work. And I'm with you on that.
Well, think about this. Even Street Fighter 3, right? Street Fighter 3 is an amazing game, right?
Yeah.
But, it took a long time before Street Fighter 4 happened on arcades because of Street Fighter 3's commercial,
not success. Not success.
I wouldn't say it's a failure because it's an amazing game, and they changed it in such a way that it was really, really difficult for casuals to play anymore, right? It's a very hardcore game, but you got to be. That's why people are careful. I mean, and even Street Fighter 4 wasn't meant to be in arcades. It was only on arcades as a test bed for the console systems, and so like Street Fighter 3 almost killed the entire franchise, even though how great a game that was, right? No one's saying not otherwise, but it was not a commercial game. MK4 is worse, way worse. There's no community playing Street Fighter MK4 tournaments because the game sucked. Okay, let's just call a spade, right? The game sucked, and I don't know why people are asking about that. I know why, because we haven't done it. But yeah, I'm just saying that I don't see a commercial reason to release MK4 because also, I mean, MK4 is not easy to develop for. We have to spend, and that's one thing that people have to understand, right? When you see these rising prices and everything, it's not just components, right? It's rising prices of development. Yeah. And there's no other company in our space that spends the money that we do in software development. We spend millions of dollars in software development. It's not just easy emulation anymore. No. One part is emulation plus online play, which is so much more difficult than anything. And then also doing like more modern games of the 90s and the early 2000s, having polygons, emulation and polygon ports, which you're starting to see now. And there's when we're calculating the costs of doing development for MK4, we got to say, okay, is this really going to add more units to an upcoming Mortal Kombat anniversary cabinet? And so we have to make a business decision, and unfortunately or fortunately, MK4 will not be on it if we do it. I'm sorry.
So I think I've told you before, John, I come from a pretty small place, a little island off the coast of Canada, but we actually have a game development studio here in Newfoundland called Other Ocean Interactive. And
Other Oceans.
Yeah.
We love Other Oceans. We work with them.
Yeah, I know, because they did the Burger Time cab. That's the only one I've seen so far.
They did, actually, Other Oceans did a lot of stuff for us in the beginning that people didn't know. They did our first Street Fighter.
Really?
Yeah, they did our first Street Fighter. Yeah. I think they did our first Mortal Kombat. I got to go back. They did actually all of our early emulation games. They did. So Other Oceans is great. Other Oceans is a part of what I call the retro development mafia. They all came from like the same place. Like Digital Eclipse, Other Oceans, who else? Backbone. They're all like interrelated. Other Oceans is amazing. It's an amazing company. So props to Other Oceans. Micah, I love you.
Yeah, I've had friends that work there, and it was just so cool. Like the first time I saw, when I turned on the Burger Time cab and saw that, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. We worked with them a lot in the beginning, and we continue to work with them in the future also.
So we're gonna get a lot of questions about Dragon's Lair, I think, and the next one comes up: is it will we still see Space Ace?
I want it to happen.
Yeah,
Honestly, we saw. So we had like, these notify me's, and Space Ace really just didn't have a lot of notify me's.
yeah,
So we're still considering if we should do it. It'll happen, I guess, sometime in the future. I don't know how quickly. It doesn't look like there's a huge market for it. I mean, everyone wants Dragon's Lair.
yeah.
I bet you the people who want Dragon's Lair, they're probably just going to buy another cabinet and buy Space Age just to match it. But that percentage is pretty low.
Yeah.
But look, I love the look of Space Ace. But we're trying to see if there's still a market for it for sure.
Yeah. Is there any chance you could do something like maybe? I love this term, like a conversion kit. Like you've talked about swappable decks earlier. Is there a chance that if someone bought Dragon Lair, and I know I'm adding cost to this now, but they maybe could pay a premium price and then get like conversion art, conversion? I know.
You know why it's tough? Because they're not stickers.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they're like fully, they're full graphics on the entire MDF. So it's kind of hard to swap it out. The idea though for when you bring up that subject, like Big Blue, Big Blue is really moddable, in terms of the graphics, because it was plain for a reason, plain and beautiful. I mean, and like if you want, like, if you saw the acrylic sign, now it's easy to kind of like have third parties make acrylic signs and change it. So if you wanted to change out, say, for a Super Street Fighter, was very popular conversion kit for the Big Blue. And so if you wanted that, you can kind of like have a third party solution easily just to kind of change out the acrylic and change out the graphics on the panel, and then also put on stickers, on the side. But having it like for the Space Ace is pretty difficult. Also because of that marquee is like has like 3D, like, has like a tilt to it, or what do you call that? You know what I mean? Yeah.
So I have to apologize. I missed some super chats. So I'm going back here. Zohar says MK4 is the worst fighter ever. However, if you want a complete MK cab, you need to include MK4 out of respect to the franchise and arcade collection.
Yeah, but I think MK4 was so disrespectful to the franchise. You can't use that. You can't use that as.
Then you got 102 Law Dog, also a big fan of MK4. Nostalgia King.
I'm not saying no one likes it, but 102 Law Dog, you're very much in the minority.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's true. Well, you're telling me your wife wants that crappy game?
We have this guy, Akuma Reb. I don't know if you know him, John D. After John D, there's only going to be wannabes and ain't never gonna be's. Help us, Johnny One Kenobi. Free MVC2. You're our only hope. GG's, my dude.
I appreciate it, Rev 5, Nick, my friend. MVC2 is out of my hands. I wish it could happen. I wish it could happen.
So,
we'd be leaving money on the table, right?
Yeah.
Again, it takes someone very special, very talented to bring those two groups together in order to do it.
So I apologize. Like, I'm not up on the whole backstory, but what exactly is the issue? Why Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is kind of sealed away?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of issues.
Yeah.
Since Marvel Infinite happened, there's a lot of repairing to be done in that relationship. But I know, that. Yeah, so there's that. There's probably some business reasons for that not happening. Probably things about what's going to happen in the future. I'm no longer at Capcom, so I can't speak to that. I do work with both sides, but there's a lot of complications to it that I can't really go into too much detail.
Yeah.
I think I really went into too much on it. But I think there was a little bit of turmoil after the last project. But again, what? Those two groups know how important the title is, know how popular it is. So I think that's also in it, not an issue, but something that you know, when you know something's very popular and having two groups to agree to something, it's not easy. It's not just two groups, right? It's multiple groups within each other's companies having to work together. It's like consumer products having to work with each other, like the games team having to work with each other, the licensing teams have to work with each other, the legal teams have to work with each other. So it's not just like when you talk about two entities, it's multiple entities having to work together to make this happen. And it'd be super unfortunate if it doesn't, but like, I'm not going to bet on it.
All right, so switching topics here. Rubicon Alpha, thank you so much for the super chat, Rubicon. With your more popular cabinets like Star Wars, we talked about this earlier. Do you ever see it coming out again? You mentioned the fact that retailers just want the newest thing. And Justin Console Kits did an awesome video last night talking about the prices of Arcade1Up. And he got into that comment where retailers, they'll get in a load and they're like, awesome, we made our money from it.
Yep.
Now we want your next product.
Yeah.
And they kind of lose interest, right? But is there a market? And this is the interesting thing, because you say that in order to make more, you have to make at least 3,000, I think it is, right? If you're going to do a production run.
That's so the minimum order quantities for sure.
Yeah, so production run of 3,000. It's hard then, once the retailers aren't buying, for you guys to justify doing another production run for the people who missed out on the website, I'm assuming.
It's not that it's difficult, right? But again, it's like, we have so much in our library that we still need to go through, right? And people complain that there's already so much Pac-Man, right? And I tell you guys, it's going to be Pac-Man forever. You guys have to know that, and don't be salty about that, because again, like Pac-Man has been the #1, selling product that allows us to continue development on other products. But it also is because, look, when people want one cabinet, you got to think about that. When the people don't know about Arcade1Up, a lot of people's first memories is getting Pac-Man. But again, to the point is like, there are roadmap concerns. And so I understand why people go, oh, they're making so much Pac-Man, I can't get like this cab, I can't get Space Ace, I can't like that. So, but again, like the retailers do want always the next best thing. And it is sometimes very difficult to rehash products. And again, I think the best time when you really see it is when, international starts getting for the first time and we tack onto those orders.
This is another super chat I missed from Jaster Mariel. And Jaster, I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. And we talked about this a little bit, I think, with specialty cabs, but this is a little bit different. Are there custom order possible regular sticks versus SAMWA, 17-inch monitors versus 24? I guess what he's asking is the same thing.
To do an a la carte model.
Yeah.
It's a logistical nightmare. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about multiple SKUs. Each SKU, it's just so expensive. Anytime you have multiple SKUs, they tend to be really expensive, and the quality checks for it, and then again you have to package it differently. You gotta make sure it ships in all the same time. It's a logistical nightmare for us to be able to do a la carte. We can have SKUs again that are highly upgraded for sure.
Yeah, right. I think when I read that comment, I think people are always asking for the same thing, John. They want a pro line. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for bigger screens, better controls.
Usually when the community says something over and over again, and we listen. We will. Yeah. And we've proven to. So whether it be a pro line, I think we've heard it already, and I'm not confirming anything, but we always want to give the fans what they want.
So I'm terrified of the fact that you guys might be bringing out a pro line, because I've had to justify buying all these cabinets to my wife already. Explaining to her that I'm going to have to replace them is going to be the result of my day.
I'll tell you, the pro line is going to be, it won't be cheap, but it will be fully featured for sure.
Yeah. 102 Law Dog is back with another comment, and you open the floodgates when you bring out a new product, right? So you've brought out light guns, you just did Big Buck Hunter, T2. It's not real until it's confirmed. It's not confirmed until it's confirmed. Correct. But he's asking about another light gun game already. Is this something that you guys enjoy doing? You guys enjoy offering? Do you think there'll be more coming down the line?
Sure. I mean, we want to have so many different types of form factors and different genres. We hope to have a racing game every year. We hope to have a gun game every year. We hope to have a fighting game every year. It's just something that we'd like to do for variety, and we know that there's a huge market out there for those type of games.
So am I ever going to see my Exidy gun games, these shooters, crossbow, chiller?
You know, it's funny. I know crossbow because I played it, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't know that fun game. You know,
Yeah.
I love that game. I just don't think there's enough of a like. Look,
yeah.
You know, I bet you if you didn't put one in the chat, like if you know that game, the people just put one because they don't, you know, they don't want to see done.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know it. I bet you like 25% of the people even know who XCD is, even less. Crossbow, I used to play that a lot, you know, with the crossbow, and he was like really precise shooting, and you know, the army coming over there. Yeah, I know.
I will ask you another question. So we always see these leaked pictures, and I know 100% that I don't think they're intentional, but people have told themselves a narrative now that you guys intentionally leak stuff to try to create hype. And, you know, we've seen pictures of the infamous, I don't know what it's called, like van from CES and from E3, like where you guys have your own booth. And like one of the cabinets that were in there was like Contra. And like people haven't stopped talking about it. Sure. Now, me personally, like I'm a console Contra guy. I don't like the arcade game, but I know there's people out there that are
way better. Like there's no better Contra than the Super Nintendo Contra. Like
Alien Wars,
far above. It's the best version to me. Super Contra is like the best. The Contra that you saw in the arcades is just all right.
Yeah.
Well, you're probably asking, like, you know, those leaks, and what I think most people know what those are for. Like, we create behind closed doors.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of just prototypes that may never happen, but we're there to show off retailers to see, hey, you know, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And so, you know, you may have seen a lot. I remember when I was at Capcom, right? I was at Capcom. It was I forgot what E3 it was. They would, like, Tastemakers was in this like a ghetto ass booth in the Kensia Hall, where, like, you know, just like component parts are in there. Like no one ever goes in Kensia Hall. And I was at Capcom just like seeing, and I saw like these cabinets with blankets on it. Like that's where I got the idea. I don't know if people know, like, that the whole blanket idea was like a throwback to what I saw when Tastemakers did it. But they would have the blanket, and then it said Streets of Rage on there. And I said, these motherfuckers don't know video games. They go, that's a console game. Like, there's never been a but it had Streets of Rage on there, and then like, yeah. So it's just really just kind of sorry, guys. People in the back in the day, like those the old school Tastemakers, get hate that I said that shit. But I mean, anyways, like the what was I saying? Yeah. So like a lot of these things are just created to see retail stuff. And I remember also, like, that was the first time they showed the head-to-head. Yeah. And then I like took a picture and I put it on my Twitter. And it was like 2 years even before the head-to-heads came out. I remember, like, someone goes like, "Fucking who leaked this shit?" And then like David McIntosh was so mad and goes, "Oh, is that John D guy from Capcom? He leaks everything."
So is that why they hired you, just to get you to stop leaking stuff?
Yeah. Like, you might as well like hire your threat so he's no longer a threat.
Your average gamer is asking this question, and like as soon as I saw Big Blue, it's the first thing I thought of. AVP? So he's saying AVP Big Blue. Oh, is there a chance? Is there a chance we're going to see this form factor again for another Capcom title?
Okay, so yes, there is a chance to see. You know, I'd like, if we were to do it again, right? It'd probably be a more updated version of the Big Blue.
Yeah.
Because we did version 1 of Big Blue. You know, so if we're to do it again on the same VR or not, it'd probably be like version 2 of Big Blue with this kind of like speakers up a little bit with a little neck on that. AVP is a great game. Again, like UAG knows I can't comment on shit that hasn't come out yet.
AVP is a great game. Like,
it's a great game. It's probably it's right up there on my favorite beat 'em ups. You know, Punisher, AVP, Knights of the Round.
Yeah,
other 3-player, you know, games, all that stuff. So, especially online, AVP would be awesome. But again, like, wishful, like, I just wish.
So, I think I know the answer to this, but I'll let you answer it. Why is Simpsons price $170 different between Walmart versus Best Buy for a stool and tin side? People are always fixated on that, but
it's
I
tough.
think,
Like, you know what? Like, again, we don't set the prices. We set the initial, wholesale price, right? Initial selling price is different because, like, it could have been at that time the shipping containers could have been at a certain cost point, and that's why they had to do it. Also, there's a difference between distribution prices versus direct to retail prices. Like, I can't really comment more than that versus just, I think it's just at the time when the order happened, that was the cost. And so the difference usually, again, like it's always going to be more expensive when you have stools and signs and of course like that. That's always done for differentiation. It's always done for, retailers who want to have a different product, so that's all I can say about that.
One thing I am happy you guys stopped doing. I'll be honest about this because there's people out there that are collectors, right? Like, and they're doing weird stuff. So when you guys came out with Miss Pac-Man, and then you had the different SKUs that had the different game titles.
Oh, I
did too. Like, it was driving me nuts. I was like,
the one had like 6 games, one had 8 games, and the other one had stools. Yeah. We learned
so. I don't mind the bundles that have stools or might have a little change to it, but like the ones with the different games. And I was so concerned about what version we were going to get here in Canada. I was like, man, I really want one with Dig Dug. So and what was tough about that is then you guys ended up having to do the patch because it had the bilinear filtering. So it wasn't just one patch. You guys ended up having to do like a patch for each version of the game. So that had to be a rough time for you guys.
Other games, that was a mess. That was a mess.
I'm going to ask this one too, John, and don't be mad at me. But a while ago, I know what the answer to this is going to be, I think. But Pac-Man 40th anniversary also has that bilinear filter.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming there isn't a patch coming to remove that filter where that cabinet's no longer in circulation, right? For sale?
I'm here. I haven't brought up that issue with the dev team this week. I am here in Miami, so I'll give a definitive answer to that. I'll tell you, it's probably not looking good.
I didn't think so. Yeah,
but I think people deserve a definitive answer for that. So again, if it doesn't happen, we apologize. But again, I'll bring it up this week, and then we'll figure it out. Again, sorry for those people who are expecting that patch.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No. It's a fair question. I don't want anyone saying that Michael Berry gives me only softball questions.
Well, not this time. So thank you very much for the super chat, by the way, MTM. Tim Hudson, can we please have replacement parts? This is I don't know if you've ever seen 19K Fox, but he did a video there last week. And I think there might be, it's a weird situation right now because he got an answer, I guess, from support saying that there's no replacement parts right now. Right. And I don't know if that's something that you guys are doing going forward, or if it's just right now, everything costs so much money to bring stuff over.
It's not even that. It's not even just it's not the cost. It's really the availability.
Yeah.
We had someone from our support team, Alice. She's awesome. I had her on stream, on UAG stream, and she said it right herself. Like, right now there's just a shortage of parts. There's a shortage of, of components and chips and monitors and all that stuff. Look, if it's available, for sure, right? And we were trying our best to be able to fulfill those. I'm not saying it's never going to happen. It's just right now it's just tough for everyone to get any type of component.
Oh, it's a nightmare to get anything here. Yeah. 100%. I've got a question. I don't see. I was wondering about this Chun-Li naked scene. There is a Chun-Li shower scene in that movie at some point.
Did they show it?
No, I've been waiting to see if I can see it in the background there.
I think I have blackout that, but it's probably one of my favorite scenes in the Street Fighter movie. Not just because she's showing her yitters, it's only because, and I don't know if she did this or not. I forgot, but it really shows the savagery of Vega. Like, people don't know like how insane. Like, out of all of the 4 kings, he's a psychopath. That guy, is that him?
Yeah,
that guy's a psychopath.
Yeah,
the boxer is just a dumb boxer, right? And I'm gonna go down the list. And Bison's just a dictator. I mean, he's an evil dictator, but like Vega loves to. This is a scene.
Yep.
Right. This is the scene. He's straight up trying to kill her.
Yeah.
He's trying to kill her. Look at her and like slashes her face. And this guy is psycho. Like, but I love the lore of Street Fighter, and yeah. Did I say mutters?
I don't know. I hope you did.
I did. I don't even think that's a word. Gosh, I'm gonna get so in trouble for this. See, Michael B, you bring out the worst in me.
I'm sorry, man.
There's my guy.
So I do have another question for you. I know P-Dub's Arcade Loft, he's a big fan of the Infinity Game Table. People are waiting for news, information, any news on updates, new games?
There will be. We're heavy into development and also working with third-party developers to create more content. There's going to be some exciting news very soon. I know you guys hate for me to say very soon, but very soon. I'm so excited for the development. I saw the development roadmap for this table. You guys will be blown away. You won't be disappointed if you have one. I'm telling you. And if you can get your hands on one, to me, I think it's one of the best deals in electronics right now. For what you're getting, you're 32-inch tablet, with Rumble features and ability to play these, custom games, custom made games, exclusive games for, the table. And yeah, I mean, like we're fully in support of this Infinity Game Table program. And yeah, there'll be really exciting updates in the future for sure. And if you go back to kind of some of my old videos, interviews, I kind of hint on some stuff that's coming through. So just kind of watch that and you can see what I've been hinting at. But anyways, yeah, a lot of stuff coming up.
So, guys, there's some comments there from Kongs So he basically said he saw that scene last night. And if you want to subscribe to his OnlyFans, you can see it too. So I'll send a link out for that.
Miss Kongs I bet they got a little freaky deaky after watching that scene.
Yeah.
So a fun couple, those two. Those two enjoy each other a lot.
Yeah, like they're nuts, man. Like it's just like you're doing a stream with B Kong, and he's like, "Hey, do you want me to get Mrs. Kong to dress up?" And we're like,
"No, right?" Miss Kong just showing her feet all up on the, Like, I want to do a stream with those three, just like drink with them and stuff, and be like inside like the.
This is like The Office when John goes to Miami. He's like Stanley.
They better not be watching this one.
Yeah. So I did want to ask you this. Simpsons is coming out, and Simpsons Bowling, everybody's wondering about it. But the one thing I found really interesting is the trackball placement on the control panel. So where the trackball's placed, it forced you guys to move the controls for Homer a little bit slightly. So they're up over the control stick a little bit. Why was that design choice made?
Because, first of all, we wanted to make sure that's centered, but it doesn't really affect the gameplay for the regular Simpsons game. It doesn't. I was playing on it just today. I don't see any issues with the placement.
Yeah,
you guys shouldn't worry about it. I mean, you'll be able to play it. It's not bad.
Yeah, but I play as Homer. That's where I play, so I'm a little bit worried.
You can play, but you can play anyone, regardless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can switch. You can select. Like you can play. What's her name?
Marge
on that control scheme too. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's not like Turtles where you're stuck to the character.
Okay, don't quote me on that. Let me go check. Okay?
All right.
Either way, there's no issue playing Homer. But it's one of those things. I go, what? They should just do that. That makes sense. But sometimes they want to keep authenticity.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like
yeah. So let me check. I don't know if that has that feature, so don't quote me on it. It'd be cool if it did, though.
Yeah.
I should know it better. I have it in my office.
You should know. See, like I'm a little bit jealous because, I got arcades in my office and I got a room downstairs. I shouldn't complain that much, but still, like that. How cool is that? Like you just, you go to work, play arcade games, talk about games all day. That's got to be like a dream job. Like seriously.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, this whole thing has been a dream job for me. So okay. I mean. You guys have anything more to say? Any more questions? I don't want this to get stale or anything. I think I've been on for a little bit. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I do have one more question.
Okay, go ahead.
So, John, there's some cabs that were alluded to that we haven't seen anything about, and people are always going to ask you what's on the horizon.
Sure.
So, one of the ones that I'm really excited about is I love Robotron. I know I'm not going to get Robotron, but is there a possibility we're going to get some twin stick shooter games in the near future?
Yeah, for sure. Yes, good possibility.
Good possibility.
Good possibility.
Is this a retail thing, or do you think this is a direct to consumer?
We're trying to figure that out right now.
Yeah,
we're trying to figure it out. You know, we know a lot of people want Robotron, Smash TV, all that stuff, right? It's funny because when you ask some people, like, "Oh, we wanted Robotron skins," or "Oh, we wanted," it depends like how old you are. Like, you know, old people like me want Robotron skin. Younger people, you know, a little younger than me, want Smash TV skins. I think Smash TV, like, deco is really unique. But either way, I'm not confirming that title. But yeah, there's, you know, we hear the community and what they want. We're working on it. We'll see. No guarantees.
So yeah, I gotta get a couple super chats. I've been doing a really poor job, guys. Sorry so much.
This don't just be boring, you know.
No, no. Well, I'm having fun, and I'm selfish, and I'm only concerned about me.
Like I said, you know, you can have me as long or as little as you want.
So Zohar is asking, the MK2 Countercade has both MK3 and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Any chance you will continue this in future MK products?
Yeah, for sure. Yes and no. There may be some that will have the regular MK3 and some that doesn't. Like the Legacy cabinet didn't have MK3. So, if we do it again, probably won't have MK3.
Or you can slide out Paperboy, slide in MK3.
Yeah. It's not as easy as that. Also when you're talking about costing and chips and all that and things already created. So again, there'll be versions in the future that may or may not have MK3.
Okay, and there was just another one down here. Man, I missed some of these. Emery Arcade. Thank you, John D. and your crew at Arcade1Up. You brought so much fun to our family. Wi-Fi MK2, LFG.
I know a lot of people want that.
Yeah. You're going to hear that pretty much now. Now that we've seen Street Fighter like live, we all have Big Blue. You're going to hear that press for MK because like in the arcade back from my heyday when it was big for me, there was two games. There was Mortal Kombat, especially Mortal Kombat 2, and Super Street Fighter, that era. So, the focus is going to go towards Mortal Kombat. I think you're going to get a lot of pressure for that in the next little while.
Yeah, I mean, do you know if there's been any official version of MK2 online?
Yeah, so there's a MK Arcade Trilogy. I've got it on PlayStation.
Oh, it's on PlayStation.
Yeah,
PlayStation. Was PlayStation. Was on the online play pretty good on it?
Yeah, it was great. Love playing online on it. So
there's a precedence there. So I think it's definitely definitely possible technically.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it would be pretty big. I think that you should do it again. You mentioned something when you were on UAG stream that with the legacy cabs about doing Wi-Fi, and I think if you're going to do MK with online play, you want to do it the same way you did with Big Blue. Make it special. Make it anniversary style. And Zohar, I'm not just saying this for you. I really mean it. I think if you're going to do an MK cab, you want to do something over
cab, and if we do an MK cab that celebrates the 30th anniversary, we've got to do it the right way.
Yeah. And I think it's a shame that they don't have a better relationship with Daniel Pesina.
Yeah, that sucks, honestly. Yeah. That sucks. But there have been versions without his image that are also canon. Right?
Oh, really?
If you look at the fatality, one of the fatalities has I forgot whose fatality. Actually, Console Family could tell you. There's a cabinet, an MK1 cabinet that smashes you, and then that version of the cabinet doesn't have Pesina on there.
Okay. So is that Liu Kang's fatality from Mortal Kombat 2 where he drops, or Mortal Kombat 3 where he drops the cabinet on? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
That one didn't have Pesina on there, but that's a canon type arcade cabinet.
Yeah. Yeah, so like something like that would be good. I think people got excited when they saw the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 cabinet, and they were thinking the same thing.
I mean, but I think everyone knows the issues, you know, regarding that art for MK1.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's just about it. One final question. I'm really going to put the nails to you on this one, John. I apologize.
People asleep. Everyone's like, oh.
No, we got 225 people watching. So
225, good Lord.
So we've got, I got Street Fighter, and I've seen some early reports in for people with Turtles in Time cabinets, and everybody loves them. They're very excited. But one thing people are noticing, there seems to be a difference in the speaker quality. There seems to be a little less bass coming in from the speakers on this level of cab. Have you guys
people wondering if we're sourcing different speakers for that?
Yeah, or if it's setting maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll look into it for sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we're calling it Speakergate.
So I don't know about that. You know, I'll look into it for sure.
Yeah, it's just a little bit less bass, it seems. Like Bobby Vu told me all I got to do is just twist my speaker a little bit. So maybe it's something as simple as that, or maybe a setting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
see, now nobody can say I didn't ask any hard-hitting questions.
No,
there it is.
I just I'll look into it.
Yeah, and before we go, I do think there's a lot of people here that kind of want to say the same thing I want to say. Like, honestly, what you guys do is awesome. I have an arcade in my basement thanks to Arcade1Up, and it's something I'm always excited about. I go down there, I just chill out, and as much as you have very like crazy fans, like people that are nuts, they want everything they want and they want it now. And sometimes they can be a little bit aggressive with what they want. Don't forget that there's people that are just really happy with what you do, and you bring a lot of joy to people's lives. So I just wanted to say thank you for doing that.
No, I appreciate those words. We appreciate that as well. Again, I think what's worse than all that is apathy. So when we see the passion, we're passionate about it too. But also, at the end of the day, this is games. This is fun and games. So, you know, try not to take it too seriously. You know, we're here in the business of entertainment and fun. And if it affects your life, it's I hate them so much. Like, you know, don't feed that hate. Hate will take you to the dark side.
Yeah,
go into the light.
Yeah, I mean, listen, life isn't that hard. I mean, if there's something out there that
you find entertainment, guys.
Yeah, if there's something out there about Arcade1Up that's bothering you and you need a break, watch the Chun-Li scene when she's in the shower naked in the Street Fighter in the movie. You'll feel a lot better.
You'll feel a lot better. You will. You may see things that, you know, you should
change your life. Yeah. John, thank you so much for doing this tonight.
Happy birthday, man. Happy
thank
birthday.
You.
You look good for your age. I'm telling you. Don't tell anyone different.
I'm not 50. I don't know where you got
that. You look great for 50. Hey, I'm almost 50. It's all good.
Yeah, life is so different now. I remember looking at my dad when he was like my age now and thinking,
and you thought he was so old, right?
Right? I thought he was like an old man.
Close to death. He's 50.
And like here I am. I'm really old, and I still feel so young.
Well, that's what's the great thing about it. And also, this industry keeps us young at heart.
Yeah,
you know, it does. You know, having our toys, like we never grew up. We just were able to afford more toys.
All right. Well, John, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Like,
happy
honestly,
birthday. Enjoy it, you know.
Yeah, you made my birthday awesome, man. And thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thanks, everybody. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and we'll talk to you next time.
See you on the next one. Hey, man, I thought it was a good show.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Huh?
Thank you so much for doing that, man. I really appreciate it.
I'm glad to help you out. I mean, hopefully it was interesting at least.
Oh, yeah. You always concern me when you say, like, man, I don't want to be boring people. I'm like, no, like, really? you have no idea how much people eat this stuff up, man.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, I just don't want to be, you know, I always get conscious of, like, am I exciting enough? Or You know, that's why sometimes I say some cheeky things here and there. Like I wouldn't be me without saying some stupid shit, you know. I'm sorry to cuss on your channel. Again, I don't mean to do that. Like sometimes it just comes out. I don't mean it, but I don't think I cuss too much.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Like that's totally fine. Hold up.